Listening Fill in the Blanks.
Let's start.
Emergencies can happen fast and without any warning. An emergency is any occasion that requires action to save lives and to protect the public's health, safety, and property. There are many kinds of emergencies, such as natural disasters, human-caused disasters, and disease outbreaks. For people with disabilities, emergencies can be especially dangerous. A disability is any condition of the body or mind that makes it more difficult for those with a disability to do certain activities or interact with the world around them. For example, a person with a disability may have access and functional needs related to seeing, hearing, moving, understanding, or communicating. Sleep disorders encompass several clinical problems encountered in outpatient settings. Sleep disorders have a broad differential diagnosis, therefore, standardized definitions and classifications are essential. There are many different types of sleep disorders. Using the International Classification of Sleep Disorders, ICSD, helps in providing a standardized classification and definitions for sleep disorders. Sleep disorders are common in both adults and children. However, children with sleep disorders may present with different symptoms than adults. This activity reviews the evaluation and management of sleep disorders and highlights the role of the interprofessional team in evaluating and treating patients with this condition.
The first hydroelectric power plants were much more dependable and efficient than the plants of the day that were fired by fossil fuels. This led to a rise in the number of small to medium-sized hydroelectric generating plants located wherever there was an adequate supply of falling water and a need for electricity. As demand for electricity soared in the middle years of the 20th century, and the effectiveness of coal and oil power plants improved, small hydro plants became less popular. The majority of new hydroelectric developments were focused on giant mega projects. The Egyptian people showed reverence towards natural objects such as the lotus flower, the scarab beetle, the falcon, the lion, the sun and the river Nile. These subjects and many more were used symbolically and conventionally as motifs in low-relief carving and painting. It was the custom of the Egyptians to depict the various parts of the human figure, usually in the most characteristic positions. The head was shown in profile except for the eye, which was represented from the front. The shoulders and a portion of the arms were portrayed from the front, while the hips and legs were side views. Wall decoration showed little or no attempt to indicate depth or perspective, except by placing distant objects above near things.
To make political decisions about the extent and type of forestry in a region, it is important to understand the consequences of those decisions. One tool for assessing the impact of forestry on the ecosystem is population viability analysis (PVA). This is a tool for predicting the probability that a species will become extinct in a particular region over a specific period. It has been successfully used in the United States to provide input into resource exploitation decisions and assist wildlife managers, and there is now an enormous potential for using population viability to assist wildlife management in Australia's forests. A species becomes extinct when the last individual dies.
Without the use of animals or wheels, to massive stone platforms. The identity of the Moai builders was in doubt until well into the 20th century. Thor Heyerdahl, the Norwegian ethnographer and adventurer, thought the statues had been created by pre-Inca peoples from Peru. Best-selling Swiss author Erich von Däniken believed they were built by stranded extraterrestrials. Modern science, linguistic, archaeological, and genetic evidence has definitively proved the Moai builders were Polynesians, but not how they moved their creations. Local folklore maintains that the statues walked, while researchers have tended to assume the ancestors dragged the statues somehow, using ropes and logs.
Not everyone was supportive of Davis' change of tune compared to the recordings of his early career. Universally applauded as linchpins of the jazz oeuvre, Trumpeter Winston Marsalis derided his fusion work as being not true jazz, and pianist Bill Evans denounced the corrupting influence of record companies, noting that rock and pop draw wider audiences. In the face of this criticism, Davis remained defiant, commenting that his earlier recordings were part of a moment in time that he had no feel for anymore. He firmly believed that remaining stylistically inert would have hampered his ability to develop new ways of producing music. From this perspective, Davis' continual revamping of genre was not merely a rebellion, but an evolution, a necessary path that allowed him to release his full musical potential.
Most of the world-scale pulp mills in Scandinavia and North America have modernized their operations, outlaying substantial amounts to improve production methods. Changes in mill design and processes have been aimed at minimizing the environmental effects of effluent discharge, while at the same time producing pulp with the whiteness and strength demanded by the international market. The environmental impetus is taking this industry even further, with the focus now on developing processes that may even eliminate wastewater discharges. But the ghost of the old mills continues to haunt industry today. In Europe, companies face a flood of environment-related legislation. In Germany, companies are now being held responsible for the waste they create.
Despite repeated predictions of its decline in the face of advancing technology, print has not only endured but also thrived. With each year, it has embraced innovation. It is evolving to meet the changing needs of society while maintaining its fundamental role as a medium for communication and information distribution. Print media stands apart by offering something tangible and lasting. It provides readers with a physical experience, the weight of a magazine in hand, the texture of a printed page, and the unmistakable smell of ink on paper. The authentic value of print media offers a sense of trust and reliability. It offers a refuge from the fast-paced digital world, allowing readers to engage with content in a meaningful and uninterrupted way. A pen might look small, but it is a potent tool for writing on paper. A symbol of knowledge, a pen is one of the first things a person will notice in possession of an educated person. A pen is a solid medium through which one expresses opinion, viewpoints, and feelings, and can make them seen or noticed. Kids might not understand the importance of this fantastic tool in the field of learning and education, but by writing an essay on a pen for classes 1, 2, and 3, they will understand its value. Such assignments not only teach the basics of sentence construction, the art of composing a small and long essay, and vocabulary, but also allow kids to explore some unconventional ideas they might miss in their journey of learning.
Like, share, subscribe the channel, and press the bell icon for further updates.